So don't. No, you did not. No, that's not. No, you don't.
I thought you fell by the wayside. Looks like you. Now it's fallen by the wayside.
Ladies, gentlemen, children, boys and girls, people who identify as string beans, welcome along. It's Killer Rabbit Podcast. It's Yorkshire's #1 talk podcast, officially, according to Good Pod.
Not even Yorkshire, we are the #1 best
the
talk
world.
podcast.
Officially.
#1, baby. That's it. Official. We're not even making it up or lying now.
Uncontested right now.
We have an official achievement to prove this. Not like a fish and chip shop that says best fish and chips. This is a world-renowned, highly respectable award.
By the time this
Ranking.
goes out, we probably won't be #1 anymore, but who gives a fuck? But right now, as we speak, we're not lying. We're actually
Nobody stays #1 forever.
on the Good Pods chart for for talk
Talk.
Best
podcasts.
talk. It was specifically best talk.
And some other,
We do that.
Wasn't it some other stuff as well?
Fuck that shit. We were number 3 in those charts. We don't care about those.
Number 3 is still good, bearing in mind it's out of millions of podcasts.
Yeah, third is the second loser. Fuck that. But no, we are the #1 talk podcast because we do talk right now. This what you're
This is
listening to right now.
talking.
This is talking.
I never knew
it is,
that.
isn't it?
I didn't realise that's what talking was.
As far as genres go for podcasts, it's a pretty vague one, isn't it?
I think all podcasts talk, so the fact that we're the top of the talk.
Yeah.
Exactly,
you know,
we're top of
we
the
have
talk.
the best
That's not.
talk out of all the talking medium.
Out of all the talk, your talk is the
medium.
talkiest.
We should change our name to Top of the Talk podcast.
No, we
Talky
shouldn't.
talks.
That's terrible. The talky talks, I like that because that's like the yep yeps. We could be like talky talk.
Talky talk.
Talky
We'll just do
talky.
that for an hour now, and then
Yeah,
we'll definitely
talk.
go down the charts.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Or go
No.
up even further. Some people might like that.
Of all the talky talk podcasts in the talky world, we are currently #1.
The
I don't know
talkies.
who's top of the non-talking podcasts. That's not my favourite podcast, but you know, it's a podcast all the same. If
The
you
White
are
Noise
top
podcast.
of that's a good podcast. Or the Random Noises podcast. I could get bored of that.
Noises.
We could
Yeah.
make that.
Just
That
sound
could be a
effects
side.
podcast.
That could be like a side hustle of Killer Rabbit. It's the Random Noise podcast.
There we go. Before you know it, we will be #1 of the non-talk podcast as well. Anyway, it's Killer Rabbit Podcast. It's a very silly podcast where myself, Sam, Mr. Adam Chase, who's right there. We can see each other tonight. There he is. Look at him. He's there. He's waving and everything. I promise you, he's there. I'm not lying. He's actually there.
He's not lying.
Oh, come on, Deborah. He is. He's there. I can say fucking Deborah.
He's
She
lying
never
about
believes
Deborah,
that.
Wow, Sam
No.
made up a name. He did it finally.
though. He got a new one.
There wasn't Barry or who else? Who else I always use?
Barry, Greg,
Timmy, little Timmy,
or
little
Adam.
Timmy, Greg.
Greg.
Adam's a common one, yeah. Adam's a common one. That's the problem when you do a podcast with somebody called Adam. It's the only name.
I
you
love
can
it that it's little Timmy as well, not just Tim or Timmy. It's going to be
Timmy, yeah, it's
Little
got the
Timmy.
little-
Is
Remember
there
when we had
anybody?
Little Timmy and Greg in the podcast at the same time?
We can't do
Is there
that
anybody
anymore.
in the world called Timmy that's not little? Is anybody called Timmy?
Big
There's
Timmy.
Timmy Mallet, but Timmy Mallet, he was a bit noncy, wasn't he? So he could have been.
Big Timmy sounds like he'd be
Don't
quite.
diss the mallet, man.
I
mallet
always
man.
get in trouble for dissing the Mallet man. You know,
Don't diss
It's not
the mallet, man. There's
Timmy
a
Mallet
reason
wasn't
you
a
get in
nonce.
trouble for it because Timmy
I'm
Mallet
getting in
is like
trouble
the
again.
nicest guy.
I'm not allowed
Right,
to diss
so
the
you
Mallet
can't
man.
fucking diss him. He's not in the
always get in
nonce
trouble.
club, and if he is, I'd be devastated.
Yeah,
Not
he
yet,
just
not
ran
yet.
around with a mallet.
That's it.
Yeah.
You just hit people with a mallet. Stop dissing
Yeah,
Timmy
To,
Mallet.
to me, anybody who did like kids' TV is a little bit on the spectrum of nonsense.
Did you know that Timmy Mallet came to Leeds once and had his mallet stolen?
No, tell me
That's
more.
well, that's about all I can tell you. But
I mean,
also,
that's,
you haven't
that's
introduced
the whole
me yet.
story
so
right there.
I'll introduce myself
did
first.
he get it back? Who
I'm
stole
Benson.
it? What punishment did they get?
So it was
oh yeah,
on a-
Benson's
it was on-
here as well. There
it
he
was
is.
on-
Bastard.
It was on
Just
some
a
kind of tour.
footnote.
And like some comedy tour, like quite recently, so in the last 10, 15 years, and he went around the UK. And when he did his gig in Leeds, somebody stole his mallet and just ran off with it. And then there was like a big police. I don't know if it was a big police hunt.
There was a huge police search.
The chief of police himself was going
country.
out. Yeah, they had the bloodhounds on it. They're greyhounds as well because they don't,
The mallet hounds.
The mallet
Yeah,
hounds.
we know there's a mass murder on the loose, and 17 people have been slaughtered in the last 3 weeks.
But Timmy's lost his
We
mallet.
think they may have done
Timmy's
it
lost
with
his
a
mallet.
mallet.
So yeah, it was stolen. I'm surprised you two didn't hear about that. It was big in the local news.
Sorry, we
poor
were
guy,
probably, doing other stuff.
The poor guy can only be referred to as Timmy without his mallet. He needs his mallet for it to be completed. He can't be Timmy Mallet without his mallet.
He could go
It's
by
not
Timmy,
his
formerly
name,
known
it's
as
the
Timmy
duo
Mallet.
name. Timmy
Yeah, it is.
Mallet. He just doesn't put the and in.
And initially it was Timmy and the mallet, but then
They thought I was
ease of
rubbish.
use.
Well, actually, his original was Timmy and the
He
Mallets.
tried it with two once, dual wielding, Timmy and the Mallets, but it wasn't as good.
And they also had pallets.
Timmy's
Timmy
pallets.
Mallet's on our pallets.
Yep. Whilst doing ballots.
Timmy's pallets of mallets.
Yeah. That's a business idea, if I've ever heard one.
What's he doing these days? The question is, if you went on Timmy Mallet's Wikipedia, would there be anything for
Nonsing.
the president? No, the president. You
We
said it this
covered
time.
that.
You're gonna
He's
get
not
you're gonna get in trouble this time. No, like where it says you go on Korea and it's like 2010s to 2015, and then is there going to be anything recent for
I
Timmy?
feel
Mallet?
like he tried
let's
to
find
do
out.
like some sort of social media revival recently.
Let's use that
Right,
word
okay.
interweb.
Okay, so
I'm on
We're
his
doing
Wikipedia
live
now.
research on the podcast because somebody randomly mentioned Timmy Mallet.
first thing is, I didn't know this, and I might be stupid here, but he's actually called Timothy Mallet. I didn't realise his surname was actually Mallet.
Oh, he's played on it. He's done a, what do you call it?
Timothy Luke Mallet. Yeah, that's his real name. I
What
didn't
do you
know
call
that
it,
either.
Sam? Like if Tony Gardner became a gardener, what's the?
Oh, nominative determinism.
Yeah, he is a nominative
He's
determinism.
a nominative determinism.
Well, he's not, because he's not a mallet. He didn't become a,
No, but
a
he used
tool
it in his
for
show.
striking nails.
His whole comedy show was
He
based
just
on the
turns
mallet.
Into a it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna
Transformer.
he became the mallet. That's what he came back as. The mallet.
One can only be the mallet.
The last entry I've got on Wikipedia from is 2008, so I guess he's
Yeah,
just
I'm
been
a celebrity. I've got
chilling
that.
out for the last 15 years or so.
So are you going to look in the
Oh no,
theft story?
I've got a 2018 here and
What
a
did you do in
2020.
2018?
2018
Have we
mallet.
got
Change your
different
name to Timmy Hammer.
Wikipedias here?
Nah, go to sport. Go to the sports section.
Why is there a
Yeah,
sport
Timmy
section
Mallet was
for
born
Because he
Mallet.
does sport things.
He does a sporting
Clearly.
mallet throw.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
mallet
he's a
toss.
cyclist.
He's a cyclist.
He's a cyclist, yeah, apparently.
He does cycling, yeah.
Timmy
Long
Mallet the
distance
cyclist.
Cycling.
So
He
there we go,
cycled
he's
alone from home in England through France and Spain along the pilgrimage route, the Camino de Santiago to Santiago de Compostela, Finisterre,
And back. And back. He didn't
All
just go there. He
of
came
over
back.
4,000
He's not there now. He came
kilometres.
back. That's pretty far, that.
How far's that in miles?
The story forms the
Not
basis
as
for
many.
his memoirs, published in 2020.
And what's the name of those memoirs? Memoirs?
Memoirs.
Utterly
Memoir.
brilliant, my life's journey.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
That's not a
It's not going to be
sentence.
called The Mallet Chronicles.
I think it should have absolutely been called either the Mallet Collection
Timmy and the Mallet
or
Chronicles.
the Mallet Book.
Mallet's memories.
Mallet.
Well, no,
Mallet's
that doesn't make sense.
memoirs.
Utterly brilliant, my life's journey. What? There's no
He's saying
punctuation
that
in
his
there or
life's
anything.
journey was utterly brilliant. He's speaking like Yoda.
Utterly brilliant, subclause, my life's journey.
That's
but
it,
it's just
innit?
all one long sentence.
Well,
What's
someone
some
who
Anyway,
clause
wrote
like
the
a relative
Wikipedia
of
article
Santa?
sucks ass.
So, Mallet, Timmy Mallet, not a nonce. Why did we get onto that?
Long distance cyclist who cycles for Down syndrome. Not a nonce.
That's not why we got onto it.
No, that's not why we got onto it. We were talking about I don't know. How did
I
we
don't
get
know.
onto
You're
the
not
mallet?
introduced me at this point, so I'd not even spoken.
We did at one
properly.
point, Benson. We said that it was a footnote.
No, at the point where we started talking about Timmy Mallet.
Oh, yeah. That's
Timmy
Utterly
Mallet came before
brilliant.
me.
Subclause, Benson's here.
What's a subclause? Is that like a semicolon?
No, a semicolon's a semicolon.
Yeah, no, but punctuation has
that at all.
different. Punctuation has different names depending on where you
They
are.
just call it
Does it?
100 different things.
What punctuation has different names?
Full stop and period.
Full stop. Period.
Well, yeah, this is true. This is very American. Isn't it?
Sam's arguments collapsed.
They didn't like that. Also, exclamation mark, big shouty sentence. Some people call it that.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do you
Speech
find that
marks,
you
quotation
overuse
marks.
exclamation marks? Do you find that you do that?
I don't use them that often. I don't
I
like
don't
them.
really use them anymore. I did at one point.
Well, maybe you're telling the truth. I don't know, but once you start,
Maybe
once you
we
start,
are.
No, you know
Once you
what? I made it up. I just thought I'd fucking lie. I use exclamation marks at every sentence. I put them at the beginning as well sometimes. Just fucking why not?
I like starting a
overuse
sentence with an exclamation mark. Cause it sounds like that.
It just looks like you walked up to someone and gone, stop.
I overuse them. I just litter my sentences with them. If you
How
look
can you
on
litter
our
a
WhatsApp,
sentence with an exclamation mark? Surely it goes at the end or it's nowhere
halfway through a
at
word.
all.
well, in the paragraphs, I put them everywhere. It's just
You
I'm
so you
frivolous.
litter the paragraph, not the sentence.
I'm going to start
I'm,
sending you voice notes back of how your sentence reads because of the exclamation marks. Because it reminds me of that Adam Buxton. Andy Buxton.
Adam.
Adam Buxton.
Adam
yeah.
Buxton.
Oh, when he reads the YouTube comments.
But he reads it, he shouts.
Sooting!
Something.
Sooting!
Yeah,
So I'm going to start doing that to you if you use exclamation marks.
that
too
sounds
much.
hilarious. WhatsApp chat's going to get
It's going to blow up.
hilarious.
We need to backtrack though, because why was Timmy Mallet brought up? Because
We don't know. We've already covered
I hadn't finished
this.
that point. Well, no, we haven't covered what we were covering. That's
I don't
my
know what
point.
we were covering.
What were we covering?
Something about mallets, no?
No,
Something
we
about-
were,
Nonsense. Did you start with nonsense? It's kids' TV shows.
Kids' TV
Yeah.
shows?
yeah, kids. Why did we get into that? No, because it said, I don't
Then
know.
there was a story about Timmy Mallet's mallet being stolen. So how did we get to the mallet?
And then
Or
if
the
X is
stealing
power
the
of
mallet?
3 to Y, then
Oh, this is terrible.
I tell you
Can't
what, if
stop
you're,
and
listen,
go
if
back
you're
and
listening to this episode, tell us why. Tell us why we started talking about Timmy Mallet and you'll get a prize. They won't really get a prize.
You will
gonna
not
drive
get a
me
prize.
It's going to drive me insane.
He's
I
going
can't
to
wait,
make
'cause
us stop and go backwards soon.
No, it
this is
isn't,
what's going
it
to
isn't.
happen.
Just move on, Sam. Move on.
Well, you move me on then. Give me something else to talk about, because I'm just going to get stuck on that one thing that I was going to go on to talk about, which
Did you
led me to bringing up Timmy Mallet.
Did your monster shop have the monster?
I noped out and I just asked Lisa to bring me one in. She brought me one in, so I've got a monster now.
She
There
brought
we
you,
go.
what'd you do? Keep them outside? And then she brought you one in, but instead of you going outside, you go all the way to the shop for one.
She
He goes,
arrived,
"Why
she
have you
arrived
not got
home.
one? I'll just get one of the ones that are outside the front door. I'll walk past.
I mean, right now it's perfect
told you I was
temperature
set-
for outdoor fridge.
Told you I was setting up a monster farm.
That's just a big farm, surely. Oh, dude, that's
How
a
are you going to
monster
farm
farm.
monster? From
Don't
the
know, I don't
monster
know how-
plant.
It'd be nice if they were to grow on the plant already canned. And
But
ready
they
to be
don't. They
consumed.
just grow in the can shape. And you
Ah,
have to
right,
put the
okay.
can round it. Yeah.
I see.
That's its like skin, like an apple
like an apple.
or an orange.
Yeah, but
Orange
that
would
you
have been a
to put
better
the
one.
skin, that you have to put the skin on.
Yeah, that's how they farm oranges. They grow
That's how
without the
you
skin,
get-
and then in a factory, someone adds
you
the
pick
skin.
an orange and then you dip it in orange skin, melted orange
Yeah, it's
skin.
two separate things. Like an orange grows by itself, and the skin grows on a different
That's
tree.
its protective packaging. And then
Yeah.
they go and put it in a plastic bag.
I'm a skin adder. My dad was a skin adder. His dad was a skin adder. We've been adding skins
We've been
since
skinning oranges for
1902. No, skinning them is the removal of the skin. I'm a skin adder.
What's adding the skin then? If
The skin adder,
skinning
that's-
is to remove it.
A skin adder.
No, but there's got to be. No, I just want one
Scanning,
single word.
sconning.
Scanning. Scun. I scun that orange.
I scun that fucking orange.
I scun it well.
Yeah, that's a good point, that, because I suppose nobody's ever done the, what's it called, a verb, or what skinned, what, is that a noun? Is it a verb? An adjective?
It's a verb, innit?
It's a verb.
Doing word. Yeah, skinning.
But nobody's ever applied skin to something, so there wouldn't be a word for it.
Well,
How do you know nobody's ever applied skin to something?
What do you do with cheese? You apply a skin to it, don't you? But
Ooh,
you
wax it. Yeah, that's technically a skin, isn't it?
That's just a cheesemonger. That's part of their daily duties. But
oh, right, okay. So it's not got an official word. It's just
the duty
of the cheesemonger.
You can skin a body, but you can't.
Unskin
would be reskin. Oh yeah, that would work actually. That's a term.
Reskinning wouldn't, because unless it was skinned initially and then you skinned it and then you scun it.
That's true. The orange would need to have skin initially to be skinned and then reskinned.
But
whereas if you're adding a skin when there wasn't a skin, you're just packaging it.
Wow. You just it's broke my brain.
You're just gonna keep saying an S.
Scat man.
Why has nobody ever done this before in the world? So that there's not been a word. There's got to be a word for it.
For adding skin to something.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna fucking Google it. Let's see.
Skin adder. I mean, I'm happy with skin adder.
Yeah, I told you. It's
all one word.
It's a noble trade. Like you say, we've had generations worth of skin adders in our family. We've been adding skin since the dawn of time.
Not to be confused with the black adder.
No, that's something completely different. So yeah, on that note,
I don't even. It's just not a thing. We found a black hole of English language. It's not a thing.
Do you know what that means? That means there's a gap in the market for a podcast about it. And since we are just a talk podcast now,
must be a word podcast.
A skin on podcast.
Skin Adders, the Skin Adders podcast. Are you a Skin Adder? Do you want to connect with other like-minded Skin Adders?
It feels like
the worst thing is that would
channel.
It would get more listens than this one.
We could set up. You'd set up social media and you just have videos of you putting skin on stuff.
You'll get arrested pretty quick.
It doesn't have to be like human skin, Benson.
And the girl puts this lotion on the skin.
It puts the skin on the lotion, or else it gets the hose again.
What can you can add skin? No, you can't add skin to custard, can you? Custard develops
its own. It skins itself, but it doesn't skin itself.
No, it doesn't skin itself because that would remove the skin.
It skin adders itself. It self skin adds. Why is there not a word for this? It makes no sense. Gravy as well. Gravy's in the same boat.
Don't put gravy and custard in the same boat.
Custard in a gravy boat.
Yeah, but it's in the same metaphorical situation, but like it's that gravy's got skin on it. Who put that skin on there? It was me. What did you call it when you did it? I don't know.
There's just not enough skin adders in the world for this to become a thing.
This is it. We need to make it a thing.
We've just made it a thing.
You can get it in the Oxford Dictionary.
That's how you make a thing.
We've
You just say it once.
5 minutes of a podcast to it, so it's now a thing. It has become a thing.
So we
So
need
if
a
you are a
word.
skin adder-
So we need a word for it. So everyone, please suggest words for someone who adds skin to something else.
Bear in mind, this started by talking about canned monster growing from a tree. So take that into
Uncanned
consideration.
monster growing from a tree, and then you can it afterwards. Add the skin.
Still can't remember how we got onto Timmy Mallet, though.
Stop thinking about it.
I can't. I know.
Stop
just preying on
thinking
me.
about Timmy frickin' Mallet.
Well, we were talking about how we're the
I've
number
just
one.
realised. I've just realised.
Go
What?
on.
There's no who in the world is called Timmy and it's not Lil.
Oh,
There we go.
There we go. God, that took a talk about derailments.
No way, that just fucking hit then.
The whole reason that I wanted to know what it was because I thought there was more to develop on that, but there wasn't at all.
Absolutely nothing.
There is nobody older called Timmy, is there? So there can only be little Timmy, apart from Timmy Mallet. But he's
the oldest Timmy.
He's cycling Timmy Mallet.
Is there any other Timmys, or would they be known as Timothy or Tim?
Well, ironically, there is that social media. It's really annoying, actually, and he's called Little Timmy. Is that like 50-year-old man that does on supposedly a child's voice, but it's just a very high pitched voice?
What
and he
fucking weird social media are you on?
He prank calls people and goes, "Hiya, my name's Timmy," and then it's like,
I don't think his real name's Timmy Benson. I don't think his real name's
called Little
Timmy.
Like the account's called Little Timmy.
Well, it's a perfect example of what I'm saying, isn't it? That he's doing an impression of a young Timmy. But once you get past a certain age, you're not called Timmy anymore, are you?
No. Timmy in South Park's like 30 years old now.
Is there any other names like that though? Like, I mean, Jimmy works regardless of your age, and then Jimmy, and then Jim, and then James. They're all cool. They're all.
You wouldn't call a kid Jim. I've never seen a kid called Jim.
Jim.
Hey, Jim, how you doing, lad? My name's James. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah, Jim doesn't really suit a young child, does it? But is that something? Have you ever been? Well, you've never been called James anyway. You've always been Benson, haven't you?
Yeah, some people call me like Jimbo.
Nobody calls you Jimbo.
My dad calls me Jimbo sometimes.
No, he doesn't. He calls you Benson. We've talked about this on the fucking podcast.
He succeeded the name to you.
Yeah, it's a big ceremony with a sword and everything.
Some people call me Jimmy.
I dub you, son of Ben of Son, the fourth. And now he can't have Benson anymore. What's he called? Benno.
He's always been Benno. That was what he's always been.
He's not always been Benno.
Like
he was Benson.
I haven't randomly just started calling him Benno. That's what his mates called him.
Basically, did you just mistake his name for like the Beano? Like, what the fuck is Benno?
We don't have an A in our surname, so...
You see, the problem is you weren't around before you, Benson.
Yeah, but I know his mates and they've all called him Ben. Oh, right, so you were there with them all.
Absolutely, yeah. I used to hang out with Benson, the first edition. Your version 2
If he's
Super
the
Deluxe.
fourth, you were around with the first. How old are you?
Yeah. The original Benson. But he was Benson OG. Until you were born, and then when a new Benson is brought into the family, the Benson is bestowed upon them, and that's what happened to you.
So I don't get to keep Benson for my whole life then?
No. If you have
a son, the Benson
and you have to pass it on.
That's
and then
not
you can
how
become what you want.
Work.
That's how Benson works.
Then we get to call you Slim Jim.
Slim Jim. That'd be ironic.
That's...
Yeah, but I think
that's what's lined up for you. No Benno for you. You are Slim Jim.
Okay, so I had an idea this week.
Really?
I had an idea, and I want it to be out because this is now the #1 podcast in the world, or whatever the award was. Yeah. I want to make sure that I have it documented that I've had this idea before anyone else steals the idea.
Okay.
So I figured the best way to do it, and then I can obviously workshop it with you both now. So I don't know how.
This is a way of copywriting it, isn't it? You're supposed to like send it to yourself in the mail, and or something like that. But this is all recorded on this particular date. Yeah.
So this is all happening right now. So it's
either a Killer Rabbit podcast.
It could be
ideas with Benson. Soon.
Not if he can't get his fucking sentence out.
As soon as I didn't realize cutting him off.
So it's going to be it could be a TV show, like a 4-part miniseries, or
TV shows,
or a movie. Jesus. It could be a movie as well. And I don't know where I came up with the idea. But yeah, so we're watching The Tudors the other night, and I was like, it's quite interesting, this, and it's quite accurate. And I said, wouldn't it be cool
Wife.
If the wife, you'll never guess what happened after that. Wife. Fucking scenes. Anyway, so my idea is that the Guy Fawkes, the gunpowder plot, but it actually happens, so he doesn't get caught. And then following the aftermath of that.
Have you become Benson Tarantino?
Essentially, yeah. That's Benson Tarantino, yeah.
Tarantino,
And then I started having more ideas, and I was like, you could actually flip history on its head. Great Fire of London, if that never happened, Black Death would have been everywhere. Still today, maybe.
Or maybe the Greater Fire of London, so more.
A bigger fire.
The bigger fire of London happened that burned down everything.
That became the Great Fire of England.
And England was just a smouldering island.
Well, exactly. Pretty much isn't it, these days?
Yeah, and shit that's smouldering rather
than... And then we could find out what happened if Timmy didn't get his mallet. There's a lot of historical events.
He becomes the world political leader
that have occurred, and then it's
or if when he went on his cycling mission, he never came back. Because that was the big thing. He cycled there and back. What if he stayed there?
What if he just cycled there?
Was it somewhere in France? Would he then have to be Timothy Mallet? Would that be what he was? Was it Spain?
Could we do one where the pretenders wouldn't have walked 500 miles?
And indeed, not a further 500 miles after that initial 500.
Absolutely not. Those 500 miles would have been right out.
Yeah, and then maybe
they only
walked been at the door.
Maybe they only walked 5 miles.
Maybe they got blister after 2 miles and couldn't continue.
Oh, fuck this shit. I'm going back. Full of shite. I don't like her that much. She's a twat.
I think the idea I want, though...
I would walk to the shops, maybe.
I tried to walk.
Yeah, I tried to walk 500, but I can't be asked.
You have to come here.
I would walk, but online shopping's that good now that I don't need to go anywhere.
I would Google how far away 500 miles is, and then I'll Google 500 miles on top of that, and then come back with an answer.
Google Street View 500 miles.
I mean, it would have made more sense if you walked 500 miles and walked 500 miles back. If the door was 500 miles away, that's just handy at that point.
What about instead of walking 500 instead of walking 500 miles, I sent a dick pic. That was good.
No,
I sent 500 dick pics and then 500 more.
And that's just frowned upon, isn't it?
That's the 2020.
You'd have to get pretty artsy after 100, wouldn't you?
You'd have to get.
These are all very
There'd have to be some interesting shadows going on and stuff.
Yeah, it's like stick some Mickey Mouse ears on it,
different angles,
some whiskers. Yeah. Do a drone shot.
Start setting full fucking scenes up. Shot for shot, remake of Dune.
With your knob
instead of sandworms,
like 2.5 hours long.
No, of course, instead of the sandworm,
starring your penis.
You could have Godzilla.
Tremors would be a good one. Tremors would be a good one.
Tremors would be a good one.
But yeah, but going back to my idea, because I thought, how cool would it be if you're watching a film about Guy Fawkes?
That's boot.
I know what happened. I know what happened.
You could put it into other films, like in Star Wars, where they fly into the crater in the planet, and they come out, and that big worm comes out.
The meteor worm.
You could just put it into, yeah, that's it. You could just put it into scenes. Jurassic Park with the scenes with the T-Rex.
What were
Anaconda.
Knobbers. Yeah, Anaconda's a vampire.
Anaconda, yeah, that's a good one.
You'd have to wrap somebody up in it though.
You could if you could helicopter well, you could do Twister.
Or you could do snakes on a plane, but it's just snake on a plane. And you could just put it in a paper airplane.
Just loads of different shots and angles. Look at all the snakes. What else could you do?
Anyway, so Benson, have you finished with your idea, or you're just rewriting history? Yeah.
My final part of the idea. So everyone's goes to cinemas and they're like, I know what happens in it because it's about Guy Fawkes. So it's all getting towards end, and then there's just a shot of the Parliament Bill, Westminster, whatever it was, and it just fucking explodes, and everyone's like, "Holy fuck! I wasn't expecting that." That's basically the end. I've spoiled it now.
So that's the end. I thought you said the whole point was how would it change?
Yeah, the end of Act 1, and then the rest of the film is like what happened. What would have happened if the explosion did go off?
Okay, and what would have happened?
I don't fucking know. I'm living in the version where it didn't.
The end of Act 1 is them filming the people watching the end of Act 1 in the cinema. That's what you just said.
No. That's Act 7. It's a 9-act series of films.
You can't just come up with the initial idea, though, Benson. You need to then go on and suggest what would have happened.
I only had the idea yesterday. How quickly do you think I think?
Right, come on.
I was that excited about the idea.
Sentences in a day.
So
workshop it. Jesus.
So the king
Houses
dies.
of Parliament blown up.
James I dies.
Is he in the Houses of Parliament at the time?
That's who they were trying to kill.
Right, so he's dead.
Right, so he dies in Parliament.
He's
Guy
absolutely
Fawkes
rigged.
off, and then...
But Guy Fawkes would be dead also because he were like a suicide bomber, wasn't he? Yeah, he was going to light it all while stood next to it.
So okay,
well, that's
so
the
that
first rule of
happens.
Fireworks. That's just dangerous. You need to walk away from it.
This is a
you
good
need to
point.
make sure the
Bonfire
whole
nights
no
would
health
have
and
happened.
safety. So Guy Fawkes is dead, and the king is dead. Parliament's
I'm on
blown
board.
up. So
Oliver Cromwell.
what does that lead to? What does
I'm on
that
board,
lead to?
Benson.
Yeah.
If there's no bonfire night, I'm on board because then there'd be no fireworks.
Dogs
and then
actually,
the dog wouldn't be frightened.
Dogs don't feel they have to be as obedient, and dogs end up taking over the world because they're not scared by fireworks once or twice a year.
Maybe there was a
That's it,
conspiracy
dogs-
then. So there was like an Illuminati conspiracy that Guy Fawkes was running that was to stop the government from suppressing dogs. And that's what they were doing. That was the whole plan.
And
they were
then-
going to
and then
suppress
the dogs-
dogs.
Because
with
dogs across the
fireworks.
world are all sort of just kind of like in cahoots and about to rise up and take over the world. And then November rolls around, fireworks, and they go, and they get scared for a few months, and then they forget about it. And then sort of
They have to
February
build
time,
themselves
they're like,
back
oh,
up.
hang on, we were gonna fucking take over
And
the
it
world.
happens,
here, weren't we?
it happens like that every year.
Let's
but
do it.
It never used to happen like that. At one point, the dogs were there. They were on the cusp of rising up, weren't they? And then Guy Fawkes did this whole thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to plot
But it's
line.
ironic that we celebrate the lack of explosions with explosions. So by having the explosion in the first place, it would all gone, well, no one can top that. No fireworks allowed. The dogs.
Well, the point of it
rebel.
is to remind those in power of how things will sound when
Yeah,
they
don't piss
everyone
people off
enough.
too much, otherwise they'll blow you up.
You know,
with,
this is what it's going to
with
be
a
like.
catherine wheel,
Bonfire
a
night is
Roman
a
candle.
passive aggressive terrorism threat.
It's like, yeah, look
No,
at what
it's
we
not
could
terrorism
do.
when it's the people of the country. The terrorists
Well, you're
would
still
then be
terrorizing
the government,
people.
Right? No, government. You can't terrorize the government. The government are heartless, soulless twats.
Isn't that the aim of terrorism, to change political agendas?
No, it's just to piss people off.
It's an inconvenience. I like them two towers.
One
Shouldn't have
man's
said that.
terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. Remember that.
Yeah, but the dogs need their freedom, so the dogs would have taken over, and then
So who's
they
the
would have
dog?
created their
Who's
own
the
parliament.
dog freedom fighter? Have we
Guy
got a dog
Fawkes.
character in this who's trying to fight for the dog side?
No,
What
because
kind of
right
dogs are
then
going to
they
be?
didn't know that it's, this is centuries later where they were going to rise up and
Right.
fight.
Okay. But
So
yeah,
in about-
surely the plot line now is them trying
I
to.
don't really know where the plot
take it
line's
back.
going. I'll be
I
honest with
don't
you both.
either, really.
I don't know where it's going.
I'm trying to string it together.
We need
with
to get a
one
spaceship
thread.
in there at some point. There's an alien
Sam's on his
involved.
phone. He's that interested in the plot line.
Yeah. Well, no, there's a full-on article here from the BBC from 2011. What if the gunpowder plot had succeeded?
Oh,
I
fuck
thought you
you,
were going to say,
BBC.
what if dogs took over the world? I was like, what?
All right.
Yeah, there's nothing in this about dogs, so maybe they've
What would have
overlooked
happened
that
then?
fact.
What would have happened?
Fake
Oh,
news, that then, Sam.
look
Fake
at it.
news.
It's long. It's long.
They're
I'm not reading that
suppressing.
shit.
They're suppressing
Oh no, hang
the
on
dog
here.
story.
Hang on here. Oh, it is here. It is here.
Who?
Yeah,
The dog?
the Chihuahuas, and the French bulldogs, and the Labradors would have risen to absolute power and enslaved the human race for the rest of eternity. There we go.
I heard the Shih Tzus were on our side during all of that. They were like our moles.
Because
in the
they just
dog
like
world.
getting pets and scritches so much.
That's
they were
it.
like,
They
"Oh,
just
fuck this,
couldn't
I
help
don't wanna rise
themselves.
up."
They couldn't help
I'm not
themselves.
rising up. I like just sitting on my owner's lap and
They're
getting
too
belly rubs.
lazy
Fuck
to do this rising up shit.
But they
don't
only
wanna
like
move.
that because of Bonfire Night over the years. So
Yeah, it helps keep 'em in check.
You got to think of the butterfly effect, but it'd actually now be called the gunpowder effect.
Oh,
And
the dog effect.
The
the dog
gunpowder
effect.
and dog conundrum.
the gun dog powder effect.
The gun dog powder.
The gun dog
Yeah,
powder.
we're not being that great at naming things over the last few episodes. Have we?
Few episodes,
Good
you've not
dog
been able to
powder
name it.
plot,
The dog
turkey
powder
bone
plot.
shard in the earth. Yeah,
I
whatever.
forgot about that.
Yeah, our powers of naming things have fallen by the wayside. So that was your
Fallen by the what?
wonderful idea. By the wayside.
By the side of way.
Yeah.
The
You got way.
wayside.
You got the way. Side
The
of that.
wayside, yes.
Not the waist side.
So don't. No, you did not. No, that's not. No, you don't.
I thought you fell by the waist side because, like, I was falling by the waist side. You know, the waist, like I always consider the waist as like the side of. I know your waist goes all the way around your body, but the waist side. I just thought it was something that went past you by the waist side, like a short person or a dog.
It just went past your waist. It just flies past your waist.
They go past my waist side.
Why have you got a side of your waist? Doesn't it go all the way around?
This is your shoulder side.
Circumference.
You've got a side of your body.
Elbow side.
And your body goes all the way around. Oh, well, the waist side doesn't make... Waist side's not a word. Waist side would be. That makes absolutely no sense. What's waist side? What's way?
Which is? Show me where your waist side is. Is it
the
not
side
all
of my
your
body?
Waist side?
So, like, in line with the arm, so the shoulder.
But your waist is here as well. Your waist is on your front and your back and the other side. Yeah, so which side has it passed you by?
All of the
has it gone? Has it walked around you?
It's all the waist side.
Is it orbited you like a moon?
If it goes past this area, it's the waist side. Like if it was the Earth, it would be the equator side.
If anything passes anywhere near Benson, it's past.
But I thought it meant more like the height, like waist height.
Because this is the head side. This is the.
I thought it was more like the waist side.
Oh, right,
is,
so it's
is
only
the
something
height.
Concentrated to this height.
Yeah, that's it. There's something
so
called
the
waist side.
So if a short person walked past you, they'd walk past my waist.
Right, I get you. So it's dependent on the height of the object. This makes perfect sense now. So,
but what's waist side then? Is it a
large dog, like let's say a Doberman, that would pass by your waist side.
Yeah, exactly.
But going back to Shih Tzus, that would pass by your foot side,
ankle
maybe?
side.
No, it wouldn't be anything. It just passed by.
Shin side.
It either passes by or it passes by.
Does it pass by the knee side?
The waist side.
The knee side. Wait, right. Here's a question. If it passes by the waist side, but your arm's down, does it pass by the elbow side?
No, I think you're misunderstanding this. Right.
You have to
it
be
doesn't matter
chicken
what
wing.
part of your body. It doesn't even.
like a hench bastard.
If you're a Scouse, everything goes past the waist side.
Hey. Fucking pass me waist side, mate.
Come on.
Sorry, Benson, you were explaining about your bullshit interpretation.
I don't think I've ever used the saying fully. It never made sense to me, but now it makes even less sense that it's wayside.
It just means you failed to do something. You didn't complete it. You fell short.
Shorter than your waist.
Wayside is an actual thing. No, not short like the waist.
Short. Well, your waist is shorter than your head, isn't it? Like in terms of how far off the ground it is.
How are you measuring the height of the waist? Like the height from the ground,
by my
or
waist.
The height from the bottom? What is the bottom of the waist?
No, from the ground up to the waist.
Okay, so then and then your head is from the ground to your head.
Well, the thing is, you said it has fallen by the waist side when I thought it was like past the waist side. So the whole saying was really off for me, wasn't it? Like,
it's all gone wrong, hasn't it?
It's bamboozled everything.
It comes from sowing seeds.
So it what?
If your seeds don't go in the little bit that you dug out, I guess that's the way. Then it's by the wayside, so it's not gone in.
No, it's not gone in the
hole.
It's
not gone in the hole. It's not gone in the hole, mate.
Right way, has it? It's gone on the side of it.
Well, there we go.
Definitions with Benson. Love it. I love it when we find a new one. My favourite that you've ever come out with is still Nothing to Ride Home About, because that one actually made more sense than the real thing.
That was a good one.
That's it. When, they had an opportunity to name it properly back in the day, and they got it wrong, and then I've had to correct history
You've just fixed the
Which is what you were trying to do with your Houses of Parliament thing. It's all come full circle.
It's full circle again. Benson's Definitions. I'm going to watch this film called Benson's Definitions.
It's gone right past the waist side, that one. Like a small child.
It's gone right past the waist side.
Anyway, apparently, according to somebody, not me, but this was at one point classed as an alternative news podcast where we would sometimes scour the internet, look in the deepest, darkest depth of that there interweb to find the strangest, silliest and most surreal stories out there. I wonder if anybody has indulged in that pastime of looking for such stories. Maybe.
You said every time we have. So I think recently we've had a story in most episodes, but you always start with the same thing, saying we don't do stories, but we keep bringing stories.
Yeah, for the last 4 episodes we've had a story.
We don't bring stories, but we bring stories like every
It's reverse
episode.
psychology, isn't it? I feel that if I denounce it and say that there is no stories, a story will appear. And has that happened once again?
I just feel like we already say that we've got a story in the WhatsApp group beforehand, and then you set us up.
Shh, don't ruin the illusion of drama here. I wonder if there could be a story. Nobody has mentioned it previously in any kind of WhatsApp group, so I'm completely in the dark.
We need another sound effect.
You can't have a story without a sound effect, can you?
Yep. So Adam's story comes after this sound effect.
Oh, that was a great sound effect, that one.
Like
Good
that.
call,
Brilliant.
whoever's editing this episode. I'm not going to say what sound effect it was, because at this point, I don't actually know.
Have you brought us a scary story?
It's not that scary, but I mean...
We didn't set you up very well
I don't
there.
even know what it is, really. I just saw it and thought it would be nice to talk about. It's
All right,
about
let's do it.
It's a nice story.
Well, no, it's not nice. It's not nice at all. It's definitely not nice. So
it's not
it's
nice.
a story about... Well, no, it's not nice at all. It's a story about cyber scams. We know these things. We know cyber scams. They go around a lot. People get scammed all the time, you know?
They do.
Nigerian princes with all that
Someone
money.
tried accessing all of our social medias, didn't they?
They tried to scam us.
Our personal ones, not even the Killer Rabbit one with all the valuables in it.
Yeah, all them scripts that are unfinished.
Not even started some of them. I'm sure there's a folder that just says scripts.
Pages with a title.
We're just taking up server space and creating sustainability issues, aren't we?
There's that script on there, what would happen if the Houses of Parliament would have been blown up? We never got anywhere with that one.
No, terrible.
I need Tony Robinson for that.
Tarantino.
Yeah. Anyway,
so cyber scams.
This is about a cyber scam, okay? But it's a cyber scam in India, okay?
Oh, hang on, India.
We know about all the ones
that's
in
gone full
the
circle.
UK.
That's gone full circle.
That's where all the good scams happen.
That's where they do all the good scams to us. But we see all the scams and we know what scams happen in this country. So I thought I'd find an Indian scam so we'd see what's the scams are like in India, right? Okay. So,
I don't know why I'm laughing already.
So this story is from this early December, right? And it's a story about a man called, they've said Mangesh Kumar, but they've changed his name. His name changed, okay?
That's not his real name.
They've changed it to Mangesh Kumar.
Yep, name change.
You'd pick a better name, wouldn't you?
He wants to remain anonymous.
He's actually called Kangesh Muma.
That's it. Kangesh Muma. So Kangesh Muma was scrolling on Facebook.
Is he the victim or the scammer?
He is the victim.
The scammer or the scabby?
He is one of the victims. So apparently they have scammed hundreds of people. Okay, they think, but a lot of people won't come forward because they're embarrassed.
Oh.
I'm not surprised.
I'd be embarrassed if I got caught.
You don't know what it's about yet.
I saw one recently about an 18-year-old girl.
We're on to Sam's story now.
Who was rinsed for $4,000. You'd think that these days it's older people that don't know how internets work and such, but no, she was.
It's the old people that are the most savvy with it. They don't even, send it to genuine people because I think it's going to be a scam.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. But anyway,
it's a good way of getting out of paying a bill. I'm not paying for my car repairs. I don't trust you.
So Kangesh Mumar, right? He was scrolling on Facebook one day and he come across an ad. Okay, a video for All India Pregnant Job Service. Okay, and if that doesn't make sense to you, it didn't to me either.
No, not to me.
No idea what this means, right?
To me, that's a bit like the title of Timmy Mallett's memoirs. Just very confusing. I think there needs to be some punctuation in there. Yeah.
Was there an exclamation mark littered within?
Well, so basically, what the scam says is, so he signed up for it and he got a phone call back straight away, and he was asked immediately to pay 799 rupees to sign up to register for the job. Now, the job, it states, was he would do this job, he would get 500,000 rupees, so that is like worth
20 quid.
That's
20 quid,
3
give or
years'
take.
wages. So this man apparently earns 15,000 rupees a month, which is about £142. And they said,
big bucks.
They said that he did this. If he did this job, he'd get 500,000 rupees. So it's almost 3 years' wages, right? And what the job was he would have sex with a woman and get her pregnant.
We've covered these topics before, and I don't know how to do Sheeman in the voice of the person who we're talking about. Sheeman? Shaman?
So that's what the job offers. So this scam, but this job advert says he gets to have sex with a woman, get her pregnant.
Preying on two things here, isn't it?
And they pay him
money staff men.
500,000 rupees. Okay.
Horny Kuma.
And he said he is a poor man, so he desperately needed money, so he believed them.
And
just straight up.
I mean, the interesting part is that the when, but we need you to pay us first.
Well, this is it. But the thing is, they've asked him first to pay 799 rupees to sign up for it, and then the next few weeks, what they do is they asked him to fork out 2,550 rupees to obtain court documents, 4,500 rupees as a safety deposit, 7,990 rupees as goods and services tax. Okay, and they provided him with this document, which is a baby birth agreement. Okay, right, and I'm going to show you. You might have to put this on socials, but I'm going to show you to this document. I'm going to share it on the Zoom because this is fucking joke.
I will try and describe it for the benefit of the listener. So let's have a look. Right, we've got a document here which looks like it's been made with clip art in Microsoft Word, an old version of Microsoft Word, possibly Windows 95 version.
95, yeah.
And in the top left, there is a little badge of authenticity which just says 24/7 service, which seems to be there for no reason.
Notice as well the watermark here that just says medical doctor.
Oh, yeah, I can see that there. That was hiding nicely. They've used the washout effect on Microsoft Word there, haven't they, to get that in the background, which is good. So at the top, as you might imagine, there is a head title there, which just says in capital letters, baby birth agreement, not even using Word out there.
No exclamation mark.
Just straight up Times New Roman, isn't it, that?
Large. So below that, there's a sub-clause, which says pregnancy verification form. And just below that, we've got a surname, which is blanked out to protect the identity of what's his name?
The person who needs the certificate.
Manesh Kumar.
He's been sent a certificate without his own name on it.
It's got an employee ID in there, and it says place of work, and this person will be working at the Baby Birth Club. That's been added. And just to the right of this, there is a picture of a baby, just to kind of drill home the authenticity here. And there is... The first clause suggests, I can confirm I am pregnant, I am adopting, delete as appropriate, and my expected week of childbirth, / expected placement date, delete as appropriate. Date is 16 months... what's that? The 16th day of the 12th month, 2023.
16 months, 12, 2023.
Right,
yeah,
that's a very confusing way of writing a date and taking up quite a lot of this document. They were like, shit, we've got a big blank space in the middle of this obviously fake document. Let's make the date fucking huge and take up the vast majority of the page. And there's another date below that. Yeah, which is much bigger. And then it says, I have or have not attached any... What does that say?
Semen.
What's it say? Number 3, clause 3.
I have not attached my MATB1 or I/matching certificate. Delete as appropriate.
Right. So this is some baby birth agreement terminology that we don't quite understand because we are not members of the Baby Birth Club.
And
so
here there's a picture
obvious.
of a man and a picture of a policeman.
Why is that there?
Just to make them...
Because reasons.
So they know that the police are involved? I don't know.
Yeah, it's very official.
18 plus only, and they've got a little stamp there that says notary.
If you look at the 4 clauses as well, only the first one is actually lined up properly. So it says one, and then the actual clause is nicely aligned. But then look at 2.
There's no built-in word, and then they've got that frustrated with Word not doing what you want it to do. Everyone, they've just got.
That's what they've done. They've put the picture of the policeman in, and it's just shifting everything up a line.
Or someone's made it for them, and they've sent it them as a PDF. And they've had to put the text over the top of the PDF. But I would like to draw everyone's attention. I would like to draw everyone's attention to the signature.
Yeah, I have to be honest. That is a nice signature. My signature sucks, but that one's quite nice.
I mean,
looks official.
It does, doesn't it? And it actually says Oprah Winfrey.
Oh yeah, so it does. It does definitely say Oprah.
It's Oprah's signature.
What has Oprah been getting up to recently?
It does. It's a very nice signature. It is a very, very nice signature.
It's Oprah's signature.
I have to
Does that say 18 plus as well? Am I?
Yeah, 18 plus only here.
To read this document, it's rated.
Yeah, the document's 18 plus.
I have to say that if I'd given several of my rupees to take part in the baby birth club and received this through the post, I wouldn't be suspicious.
No,
I'd be very, very happy that this is a very genuine operation.
Exactly, this is it, and he very much was. So Mankish, he basically gave him a fair bit of money in the end.
He was looking through the document, like, oh, I don't know. Oh, there's a picture of a policeman there. That's fine. Off we go. I give him some more money.
Googled good pictures to put on official legal document. Policeman comes.
Stick a policeman on there. An 18 plus sign? Yeah, why not? Stick it on there. But who's going to sign it? Oprah Winfrey!
Oprah Winfrey.
You get a baby. You get a baby. You get a baby.
That's how you know
she's been off TV recently.
Legit.
She's in a court case, isn't she? Like, for this scam.
No, I'm not surprised. This
the
is
Indians
what she's
have
in the court case for.
They've played it on both ends.
So just to find out, who did he get pregnant and what did he do with his $500,000 rupees?
You see... So Mangesh has been quoted as saying, because obviously he didn't end up managing to have this night with this.
What do you mean? The document's right there.
I know, but it didn't.
It's all in black and white and red and green and lots of colours.
It didn't hold up apparently, and what Mangesh has said is, so this is a quote from Mangesh. He said, "I really don't know what to do now. I've lost an entire month's pay and have not been able to send any money to my family in Bihar. My wife is very angry and no longer speaks to me."
His wife?
Now, I don't know if his wife's angry about the money or what he's trying to do.
She was just about to get over the money part.
I know we're struggling a bit for pennies at the moment. I know I've got a strange Yorkshire accent to say I'm from Mumbai, but I've just developed it over the last few years. Anyway, what I've got this wonderful opportunity. I'm going to bang some woman. She's going to get pregnant. We're going to get $500,000 rupees. What do you think about that?
Oprah Winfrey sponsored
maybe
it.
She was very happy with Oprah Winfrey.
Now I know you're a big fan. I know you're a big fan of Oprah Winfrey. Now check this out. Have a bunches of that, love.
Look at this amazing deal. Now, all I need to do is pay up about 10,000 rupees of my own money first for the legal documentation.
At first, I was a bit unsure, and I thought I might be taken for a fool. But look at this document I got through post. It proves it without any doubt at all.
Well,
what do you mean you're unhappy with me impregnating a stranger? I'm going to make it a lot of money.
Paid to have sex with some lady, and surprisingly, it was a scam. Now the police have said they've said that
I'm not sure it is a scam. I've seen that document, Adam, and I think that maybe there's just been some wires crossed here. And before he knows it, there's going to be a follow-up that gives him directions.
I feel like what he's done.
And it's his wife. His wife's the one who wants to get pregnant, who's signed up
he turns up and it's his wife.
Oh, this is perfect.
I think what's happened here is he's basically clicked on the meet local girls in your area that want to fuck advert.
The Indian version.
And he's been charged.
Because the Indians are that well aware of scams that any of them local girls in your area, they don't fall for them. But get a woman pregnant for 500,000 rupees. They all get
genuine,
blindsided.
Straight up genuine.
That doesn't go by the wayside.
No, it does not go by the wayside. Well, the police have said that this gang apparently have been active for about a year.
Oprah Winfrey is not a gang.
Oprah Winfrey's Indian gang that she's.
You don't want to fuck up the Winfreys.
They've been about for about a year, but so far apparently they've arrested. So the police team have said they've arrested 8 men.
They've arrested Oprah Winfrey.
No, not Oprah Winfrey. 8 men. They've seized
2
9
pigeons.
mobile phones and a printer. The motherfucker, they printing shit now. That document ain't getting printed now, is it? They've got the fucking printer.
The whole operation is fucked.
We spent all the money on the production.
Document, but we have nothing to print it with.
The amount
We can't
of
do
money we
anything
spent
now.
on.
It's ruined. We've got no printer at all. So yeah, they've stolen the
I
printer.
have spent hours on Word 2003 and I have nothing to print it with. I
had
found
to
the
use
finest
Vista.
clip art.
I had to use Vista again and again and again. And I put the policeman in and everything shuffled and got crazy.
So I took the policeman out, but it was still crazy. It didn't go back to its original form.
Control Z did not work.
No, absolutely hilarious. So yeah, honestly, I just think it's one hell of a scam. How they've managed to get this many people and be doing it for a year. Oh God! I think India's just started hitting the scam cyber age. They're a bit further behind us in terms of the advancements
to scam
of
people
internet.
via fax.
And now the scam, because of COVID and that, apparently they've all been pushed onto online banking and stuff. So it's proper come up in India.
It has gone full circle then.
Yeah, I said so because they've started using online banking more. In come the scams, and this one is apparently a particular devious one because it promises money and sex.
I wonder if
that's what I mean. It's really
it's two of the big ticks, isn't it? Really,
it is two of the big ticks. It's what people are looking for.
But I wonder if the scam call centre is actually based in England and there's a whole role reversal.
I would fucking piss myself. That's it. Some kid on a fucking school computer doing word art.
You call up the help centre place, which is actually the scammers. Hey up, Mosh.
All right,
Have
mate.
you not got your certificate? Yeah. I'll send it to your mum's house. Way. The whole scam cycle has gone full circle. What a time to be alive.
It's a beautiful thing.
Loving it. But that's my story. I thought it would be entertaining.
And you brought visual prompts with it, which I thought Sam did a fantastic job of narrating.
I did as well. But it does look very official, I have to say.
Yeah, I still think it is. I still think he's going to.
You think it's just all a big misunderstanding?
I think
he's going to get his night of passion soon.
An administration error because the printer was stolen and they were going to send him his second certificate.
So it all went wrong for him. That's
but sir, we need to send him his second certificate, which confirms
it's going to be a hidden camera thing for Oprah Winfrey's next show.
So this is a new headline: India police cock block people.
I just like the authenticity of the policeman on the certificate. That bit, that got me.
Yeah. Just a reminder: the police are involved in the certificate because they're on the
police
page.
are involved with the whole
This picture of this policeman is the policeman who is involved with the certificate.
And we've come to the end of another episode of Killer Rabbit Podcast. Yeah, do. Yes, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. You've been here with us, the #1 talk podcast in the world, according to Good Pods. As official as that Indian certificate.
No, more official than that Indian certificate.
I told you.
You just made it
told you
sound
the picture
like
is official
bullshit. Did ours also get signed off by Oprah Winfrey? No, he didn't.
But all I want to know, Good Pods, is where is our 500,000 rupees?
That's true.
That's all I care about at this point.
But
You can't just send us a badge
You can
via
replace
email.
Oprah Winfrey with someone cooler, like Eric Idle, and then and then we'll talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
Hey, thanks for listening.
Idol's doing a live show tonight in San Francisco, so this will be out
Tonight
way
as
after
we
he's
speak.
done it. But good luck with that, Eric.
Yeah, good luck, Eric. For those who are new to us, we made friends with Mr. Eric Idle in the first iteration of Killer Rabbit Podcast. He said he enjoys Yorkshire podding or something.
He did.
That was one of our finest moments. Anyway, we've come to the end of this bullshit. Thanks very much for listening. We appreciate you. We thank you for
find us, Sam?
liking, sharing, subscribing, reviewing.
Don't rush
because
in.
you're all doing that, aren't you? You're all definitely doing that, right? Yeah.
They don't need to do it if they don't want to. If people hate social media, then that's cool. I'm with them. Don't listen to Sam and his social media fucking bullshit.
Okay. Don't listen. Don't subscribe. Don't review.
Listen to the podcast. But you don't have to go on social media. Don't feel obliged to go on social media. You can stay away from that shit.
Don't listen to Adam.
Don't listen to Sam.
Yourself.
Don't
go up to someone and go, listen to Killer Rabbit Pod. If every listener
go out in the woods
and
listen to Killer Rabbit Podcast and just enjoy things that aren't social media.
Yes,
go on, Benson. Carry on. You could do the word of mouth plug. Go for it, Benson. Carry on.
So if every listener told one other person to listen to our podcast and every other person did, we would have 10 listeners.
That's you can't argue with the maths. You cannot argue.
Good
with
stats.
It's solid.
I love Benson.
He's done
any
4 years of research into that.
Ends with a 10.
He's got papers. He's got diagrams. He's got charts.
It always comes down to 10.
All
Anytime
maths
you
leads
do
to 10.
anything, it leads to 10.
Do you know how much thrust's required to get a Boeing 747
10.
off a runway? 10.
10.
No measurement, no unit after, just 10.
Just 10 thrust.
10 thrust. Oh yeah. Oh aye. Anyway, I'm off to join this all Indian women pregnant. What I can't remember what it's called. All pregnant
it's called,
Indian
sorry,
women.
let me just refind
it.
It's called
all pregnant Indian women is a different thing.
It's the All India Pregnant Job Service. Okay?
Oh, yes,
let's do it.
The All India Pregnant Job Service. Brought to you by the BBC, Baby Birth Club.
I'm signing up. Benson's signing up. If you want to sign up, we'll put the link in the episode description so you can sign up to
it. Killer Rabbit
You do
Pod.
get to meet Oprah Winfrey, and it is all filmed by the BBC.
And there's a policeman on a piece of paper.
Lady. Earn $500,000 rupees.
Woo.
What could you possibly want more than that?
Imagine what you can buy with £14.83 these days.
Absolutely.
You'd
have to spend it all on your pregnant woman, though, wouldn't you? Well.
Yeah, ₹500,000 in India would make you pretty rich, right?
Half a millionaire.
Half a millionaire. If two of us get together, we could be one full millionaire.
Well, don't you try and get involved. Me and Benson are doing this. We're getting ₹500,000 each.
Benson, I've got a hot tip on someone else who'll join us, but not Sam.
No,
so
you were talking about.
We could have 1.5, and Sam would just have his half.
You were talking about it being a scam, whereas me and Benson.
We could get two more people, Benson.
Legit.
I know we could get two more people, and we'll be multi-millionaires.
We could get the policeman from the certificate and go full circle with it.
That's
and
true.
Oprah. In fact, let's just get Oprah Winfrey pregnant.
Can we Google image search that policeman and try and find him?
Yeah, it'll be a stock image of it.
Where's
try and find that policeman?
It's blurred out. They've blurred the pictures, the face, and that.
Oh, we're actually going to have to sign up to this scam then, aren't we, to get the actual
to see the official document. They can't print it. They can't send it us.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And they can't send it by PDF.
Disaster,
and they've got rid of all the fax machines because they moved into the internet era.
Complete
There's always
disaster.
something to scupper our plans, isn't there?
We'll have to start our own all-India baby clinic pregnancy thing.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Come
find us online at Killer Rabbit Pod.
Online.
Email us at killerrabbitpodcast@gmail.com. Come say hello, send us stories, send us suggestions, send us topics, whatever you like. We love you very much. Thanks for listening. I've been Sam.
I've been Benson.
I've been Adam.
Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.